Sorry about that one.
Well, what's a major without a boost? Welcome back to the Boost mobile casting desk. Myself and Henry to bring you this next game. And what a game to have on the first day of the top 16 of the new Legends playoffs, because we've got Navi with Zeus going against former major champions, the team he won with, Gambit.
I just haven't been impressed with this new Navi yet. Sure, they've made it through the first stage of the tournament, but still, I'm not convinced. Some very up and down games, and still, the only player really turning up for them has been Simple. Flamey's had some decent moments as well, but I feel like Gambit, especially on this wildcard Nuke pick, I think they're going to be the stronger unit going into this one. I guess a slight caveat them starting on the T side. It's not beneficial as they head in towards the squeaky door area. The nade to take out the door. That's surely going to do it, but I guess they'll open it up and then throw the grenade. We'll see what happens here.
Nuke, by the way, we don't normally see it in best of one. First time, including the entire qualifier, we've seen this actually.
Out the door, and he dived down the vent to get his early plant. It's actually really well played. No fumbling with the smoke at all. It's actually going very well for them.
Not surprising that Gambit has things ready for Nuke since they picked it. They also know that Navi is not so inclined. Now, they left it in the pool, and Zeus certainly would know some Gambit tactics, but they certainly have a quick pistol. And Doja with 2 already inside of the vents will back off. He's gotten kills where he's required. Zeus and Edward making just Zeus the last alive, and Doja goes back in already with the information that he's coming from upper. Good start from Gambit.
Very basic approach there. Vent dive coming in, but very well executed. They had players ready by the door, nading it out, so there's no signs of it coming. As soon as the nade goes off, there's a nice deep smoke there that can still spot the vent themselves and actually have a reference point to dive down there. The other way to do it is you open the door manually, bounce the smoke off the wall, and it lands in front of the vent itself, and there's a lot of teams that fumble when they try to get down there. That was really well done by Gambit. Nice early plan behind the silo, nice defensive, and then Doja hitting absolutely everything as they rotate through the vents. There will be a force spike from the CT forces here. Simple, of course, not going all in. He will be the main open. He's dropped to scout, I believe, by Edward. Well, of course, with the same weapon. They both hit each other. Both snipers going down to about 10 HP. Good nade, though. Lands on the face of Simple. And it will drop him 5 versus 4. And they'll wait now for the reaction plays from the CD forces. Electronic with the scout and head armor. Could still do something with this. Obviously, the latest pickup for Navi. We were hoping that this team really would come to life once he was in the lineup. But hasn't really been too promising as of yet. But this is the tournament to prove himself.
Well, if there was one place he was ever going to be Electronic, it would be on a power plant, Henry.
That's true. A nuclear power plant.
Fitch. The other player placed Zeus after he departed, and they've already talked about him extensively on the desk. Had a great intro. Zeus to take down that man, though. Doja tries to sneak back in. Zeus eventually will go down. Doja's tagged, and so too is Adren. 11 HP for Adren and 29 for Doja. So even though they have the man advantage, it's not exactly comfortable for Gambit. And they'll sit on top of the stairs at Secret and decide if they want to go back. If they did, Electronic is positioned perfectly, but he's also going to be able to wrap in behind them at lower.
It's a big round here. Zeus getting more than his work in the steps area, but that should secure the round. Adren of the long-range Mac 10. Just to find Electronic, and Ed would have to have one hell of a round here to win it. Yeah, I'm not sure. He's finding out the plan now. This is really his only chance to do anything with that. 2-0. Force by from Navi. Finds a couple of kills and certainly made Gambit uncomfortable, but ultimately he managed to win the round, and it will be 3 players surviving. So, full eco presumably coming in from the CT forces here. Not the start they wanted. It's the first time we've seen Nuke in this tournament so far, and pretty much any tournament doesn't really get played in the best of 1 environment.
Exactly, in the best of 1. You occasionally see it come out in best of 3s when it's an option. It's not banned out. Day 1 of the Newton Legends, and we've seen it once, but that would be including all of last week as well. Yeah, it's the first time we've seen it at all. Through radio toward Flame. He doesn't look like Dark Clear. The second nade on the ramp, and they'll chase him down the court. They'll rotate accordingly.
Ooh, picked him.
Get damage in. Mao tagged. Adren finds Zeus, however. That was the next rotation. That was the one through vent. So they'll smoke plants, make sure that they're covered off from Toxic. Hop at the one to do so. And with just default pistols, aside from Simple, who has a deagle, they'll look for exits and try and hinder the economy, but the round itself done. So 3-0 Gambit, T-side start. Not surprising, perhaps, if they're going to pick this map. They certainly would have known it.
What a bonus round will be coming into the next one. 3 Mac 10s, couple of AKs. They will be trying to dictate the pace. Nice CT force ball in the second round. If Simple get 1 here, that actually takes away some of that power. He's holding on to his Desert Eagle right now. Stuck in towards the nest area. I'll get 1. He is very proficient with the deagle. It's starting to make things a bit uncomfortable there. Doja will get the final frag, like we said. Bonus situation. Does manage to remove one of those Mac 10s. 2 AKs, and Adren probably buys 1 as well. We'll have a look at the head armor situation for the CT forces. That's where we need to be worried for Gambit. So 3 players are helmets right now. Will Zeus buy 1? I'll have a look. He won't. So those Mac 10s have become very effective. An upper rush, certainly an option for a vent dive again with the Mac 10s. That could be an interesting idea. It won't be a traditional gun round though. There's something fast, something a little bit out there. I'll see what Gambit decide to do. They are lining up smokes right now. They'll be deployed towards outside. It could just be a smoke dive with the Mac 10s.
Throwing smoke.
So Adren with the smokes on both sides of that. It's toward red with Electronic.
This is just an upward split with Adren going towards our main entrance. They drop the smokes to kind of hide the fact that someone could be towards lower.
Electronic's positioned well for this though, because if they wrap to main entrance through Annex, well, the smoke now in front negates that. I was going to say he's perfectly positioned to take down Adren. What a good from Adren. A single smoke to the garage. It's old school police. Plays commonly on this version or iteration of the map. It certainly gives them the turns around and reads that they're going to be sneaking in behind, and Gambit completely shuts down Navi.
Yeah, beautiful stuff then from Adrian. Absolutely correct there. He's outside by himself. They drop those smokes outside. Very default smokes. You want to be throwing them every single round. The CTs at that point have no idea if anyone's made themselves down towards the lower steps. They don't. Adrian smokes in front of the main entrance. Actually removes that decent position we pointed out from Electronic, and then he has the awareness, knowing they'll be rotating from this position. What a tremendous shot there towards main entrance. He finds 3 kills in total. He's alone outside and gets the job done. Well played to Adren. 4-0, another eco for Navi. Not the star they were looking for, especially on the CT side in the best of 1. 10 comes out for Fitch, and this should be quite a simple victory for them. As aforementioned, Simple will be looking for more Deagle shots here. Could be naded, but he'll probably find 1 or 2. He always does this Deagle.
He does. There you go. Good call on the Hobbit as well. Bomb on the corner of the catwalk, which means they have to go forward in an awkward position to find it. And I don't think they've got anyone in position to do. Okay, they do. Mo's still up by the AC vent. Needs to get the bomb and get back. It's going to not go immediately. Knows that Simple's likely still around the corner. Flash instead. All he wants to do. Good play as well to take down Electronic. In response, 6 HP, just barely gets out alive. But now they can distribute that bomb elsewhere. Get it out of harm's way. Fitch will take down Zeus as well. HP is extremely low though, and Edward's stuck up behind from Secret. Simple's gotten Fitch down. They're not out of the woods yet. It is just Edward to deal with, but he's got position to run away and hide.
If Edward can find Mo then, they likely win the round. There he is. He's probably shut down here. Does a little bit of damage towards the Dren, and he's struggling now with the 5-7. He's going to have 47 HP, and the bomb should be planted at this point. Gets dropped down there.
Exactly.
But oh, he gets an AK-47. Boosts his chances somewhat, but he plants towards Nest, and that's where things become almost impossible for him. They can just hold out and wait for the team there. Flashbang is decent, but they know where he's going from now.
No need to peek him at all. Mo's got an angle. He'll get the information. 6 HP, which is why he had to throw the bomb down to Adren, and can't quite hit the shot. But hold Edward at bay, no kid, keep in mind.
He's getting tagged up here. He can't win this one. Decent attempt there from Navi.
Yeah, keep the AK and get out.
Simple with 2 kills at a Deagle like we thought. And yes, indeed, saved the AK-47. Maximum loss bonus, of course, after this round. The orbs can come out. Simple, I'm almost certain we'll buy that weapon. Bomb goes off. Good recovery once again. Have a look at the frag charts while we're here. It's going to be 9 kills for Dosia. Adren on 6. Who might get both these kills? Not quite. Wants to hold on to that AK. So Electronic get the frag on 0 and 5. Top of the doors for Navi will be Edward, 4 and 4. Flamey 1 and 5. A Simple with 3. So the orb comes out for Simple. This is where the game really begins. Fantastic start for Gambit. So far, so good. This is why they picked this map. That strong pistol round coming out and led them to this brilliant lead now. CT's in a lot of trouble. Problem is that they can win rounds here, but they have to make sure they chain them together. Winning one and then losing one is just not going to be good enough. That's a full reset. A lot of pressure on the Navi side of the server. Smoke, Electronic's aware of it. Just yet. Oh my goodness. Adren gets him through the smoke. A little bit lucky, but you'll count.
Poor Electronic had by a break, still no kills. He had position, and like you say, he had the cap. He had the advantage in that. Take the skylights out.
Making sure he gets every single one.
Yeah, don't leave a single pane of glass in there. Mo tag to 17 is significant. That's a shot from Simple that does so.
Adren's already got through. Won't even matter. What a shot from Mo. Takes it down from Navi. Guaranteed kill was Flamey's left looking. Absolutely nothing there. He was focused towards outside, and Adren's already made his way towards garage. 5 versus 2. They are tearing them to pieces here. Navi with nothing to work with whatsoever. Dosia adds insult to injury.
This is so clinical.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
Gambit's doing is all about getting map control, and Navi has nowhere to play that's safe. Zeus to read at least images going under. Adren's already behind. They already had all of outside. They had ramp. And they had secret control.
I love this play from Adren. Not only did he get the opening kill, like I said, a little bit lucky there. You can hear the footsteps. It is still skilled, don't get me wrong. The fact they drop the outside smokes once they get the opening pick, and that forces rotations, and they just play with that. Mo, ready and waiting for Simple to try and react and get the pick back in his favor. Adren's already in towards the garage position. They have no idea. Adren's playing out of his mind right now. It's just beautiful to watch. Electronics are 0-6, and it has to be another eco here, surely, as they take a tactical timeout. They have about $3,500 per player. Edward, just to note, after saving that AK before, has 7k. So they're going to have a bit of a partial buy here. Edward will probably justify maybe an M4 or to save the money for the orb next round. He goes for the orb this round.
That's...
Okay, so he still levels his money out to what everyone else has got, about 2k. And Simple has to deliver here.
Absolutely. If you're going to put the op in his hands, I mean... We know that he's made these calls before.
He probably goes towards ramp, I would say, this time. He probably doesn't go towards outside. He's been struggling there. They're not getting much done. It seems like Gambit have a very good understanding of how to take that area against Navi. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes towards heaven or maybe ramp aggressively. We'll see what he decides to do as we enter round number 7 here.
That's what I call the Paul Henderson call. Any Canadian watching knows what that means.
So do I.
Yes, you do. Zeus up toward the hut. He's already gone through the check lobby, getting aggressive because they sort of have to at this point in time, to be completely honest. In fact, he's actually gotten in behind them as well, and Doji's above. If he can hear the footsteps correctly, might be able to catch one and get a gun for it. Hobbit's already around as well on the back side of the catwalk. Doji's not heading towards the lobby, so Hobbit should be able to sneak in behind Fitch to take down Simple. That's the op gone already. Oh, not the best nade.
Actually flows the orb towards Flamey, I believe there. Flame will find the kill and the AWP. Fitch gets dropped. Leads to man. This shot, which he can't do, is looking good for Navi now. Electronic will take some damage there as he drops down to the bomb site in a bit of a clumsy fashion there. UMP, but the players coming in from the ladder position.
Straight above. I tried to take out Edward as they will fall back.
They go lower, I think.
Good read from Electronic. You're right, though, but they're heading down below, back toward ramp as well. Keep in mind that Flamey has the op, and he's dropped down quick enough to catch them from the vents. Good read from Mo, staring obviously at the only vent that enters the site. There's no longer a right and left. Inside of Toxic, the standard hole blown through the door to watch the vent position. And the bomb directly in front, meaning they'll back off. Zeus wants to save the AWP, and that's exactly what they'll do. 7-0 Gambit T-side of Nuke.
Yeah, Navi just can't get in this game. They're finding picks, and they're making the rounds close, but just can't close them out. That great call from Gambit to get down towards lower. As soon as they had the orb on the vent, he felt like it was over. Mo only gets one kill in the round, but it's the most important. Flamey rotating in after taking down Fitch towards the back steps. He gets positioned looking towards the lower ramp, but ultimately, Mo, ready and waiting, takes him down. Finds his 5th of the game so far. Bomb goes off. The orb will be saved in the hands of Electronic. Zeus with the AK-47. So it was a partial buy. I'll have plenty of money going into this one, so the fact they keep the orb is still very good news. But Navi now, we'll see what they bring to the table. Double orb setup. I do not like this on Nuke whatsoever. I think it's a really weak setup. But sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures, Matthew.
That's why my entire life is desperate.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens for Navi here. It's not ideal. You can play an orb towards the ramp and one outside, but if the bomb does get planted, or like a vent dive or something like that, it can be real dicey, and you can't really operate as a full unit. We'll see what Simple can do here with Flamey, who's a secondary orb.
So smoke's down. Just a singles. Okay, the second one was actually thrown. I didn't quite catch it going out, but 2 smokes to the end piece, and one's got a massive gap in it. So that should reveal to Navi that no one's actually looking to take advantage of Secret at this point in time. Electronic would have been able to spot that. And yet they still position accordingly by putting Simple inside of Secret, just in case. Skylight's blown out. This time flashes at the ready. The last time Hobbit blew them out, they didn't take advantage of them, but nothing wrong with taking them out every single round to keep them considering. And to mask the noise of nades going through when they do. So flashes in fast hit. 1 through cuts, another through the side. Blinded, which means he's going to work with the Molotov. He's down on the rafters, and that's when he falls into a Dren. Mo's going to walk in with an AWP as well to take out Electronic. Good teamwork again from Gambit, but this time they've brought it close on the Navi side, which means Flamey, AWP in hand, still has a chance to try and deny the play spots the leg. They know he's inside of the site, so he has to fall off of it so as not to be left in a 1 versus 2 position. And also in doing pushing it back means he has to concede the plant. Good post from Hobbit, therefore.
I love the calls of Gambit. Like, they're one of the teams that shout all the time when they're fired up, right? Every call is just bellowing through the room. And you've seen that infamous clip on YouTube, and they're just like making calls on the fly, running around as a unit. It's really cool to watch sometimes. And Navi just can't do anything about this pain train that's coming in. And Adren taking out Edward there as he drops towards the bomb site. And he knew exactly where Flamey was. Hobbit finishes off with a simple shot there. And it will be 8-0. Maximum loss bonus in full effect still for the CTs, but they are chasing. Need to start posting some rounds here. Remember, these are the current major champions, Gambit. Zeus was part of that lineup. He's in the middle of your screen right now. He left to join Navi. And a controversial transfer, considering they just won the major. He left straight away. And it seems like Gambit is still firing on all cylinders. Cannot say the same for this lineup. Navi struggled to get into the second stage of this tournament, but they did it. And now, another tactical timeout.
Their last game, their most convincing, by the way.
Yes, that's the first time I actually predicted them to win. I was like, they've got to turn up now, right? And they finally did, sure. But still, no kits going into this one. The orb comes out for Simple. A lack of utility. Edward and Simple, no nades whatsoever. Still, a really difficult round for them here. Gambit is playing perfectly. Adren has been a monster in this position.
So no smokes deep again this time means that Secret's not really in contention for them, but Electronic is still going to head that direction. The Molotov will suggest they're outside. But Adren, that's fine, because a Molotov again to hold them at bay. He just wants to get position. That's all they're playing for. Late smokes as well. Now they'll take Secret, so Electronics control. Zeus is bottom vent. They've got a bit of a crossfire, but it's not the stairs position. In fact, Zeus is still above the vent. My mistake, I thought he dropped down. It's going the other way. Elevated position. Here, the glass, you can see it being shattered. Hobbit wants to give them some indication they might still be heading upper. What a shot, Adren!
Correct. Electronic has been deleted. Adren is just completely ravishing the defense right now. Fitch.
And now they're using, by the way, the skylights as a fake.
Yeah,
because
right.
They held everyone upper and a single Molotov on top of Hutch, so they couldn't even jump down quickly to get to the vents. What a play from Gambit.
It's just over already, isn't it? Adren hits another wonderful shot there. Round over, 5-3. Bomb will be planted safely, of course, and you haven't even got a kit here. How can you even justify going for the retake? But one of your players had an AWP, and Dosia, hungry for a little bit more here, spots him rotating and trying to save the weapon towards T-spawn, but he's had enough of this. He wants to end this game right here, right now. He'll be chasing them as he gets towards the T-roof here. He might be able to take down one of them. Guarantees that shot. That's the AWP going down, Matt. And now, cowering towards T-spawn is indeed Zeus, Edward, and CT spawn. Good lord.
This is one of the best T-sides I've ever seen on Nuke.
It's really methodical and clean, isn't it? You can see they've got an objective every single round, and everything they're doing in terms of the mid-round calls, game plan at the start of each round is just looking perfect. The nice fakes, and you point out the skylights there before they strike towards lower. That really distracts everyone.
Well, and this is... Talk about the mentality. We always talk about the mentality. That's pretty good, Mo. They talk about the mentality of doing that. You know, the windows on train, etc. The reason you do it on Nuke is primarily to mask when this flashes, or traditionally flashes, that shot's amazing, go through, and therefore they can't turn around as quickly. But the more you do it, the more they consider that you're going to utilize them. So by doing it every round, you kind of mask the chances of using them and make it unexpected. Yes. The fact is they haven't done it every round, but every round they've done it, they've thrown something that direction. That time they did it perfectly and threw a Molotov on top of the hut. They all instantly were in the rafters ready for it, and oh, sorry, we're lower. That's really well done.
Excellent stuff. Partial buy from Navi. Loss bonus is good, but it will catch up with you eventually. I have to take CZ, Ted Eagles, and an MP9 for Flamey. There's a little bit more cash than his teammates, it seems, with the body armor there. Adren, alone again. That's the one smoke he uses outside is so good. It gives him just enough of a gap there right in front of him to check those close range angles, provide him cover for any AWPers, and then he drops a Molotov towards Secret steps, nade towards that box, which lands perfectly and towards the feet of Electronic there. 50 damage coming in. Two players already posted towards lower, I believe. It looks like Simple and Flamey. As Adren continues to just show presence outside and will decide to fall back here.
Dosia with the door open, that squeaky. Zeus could push through, he'll catch Fitch and fall back. Dosia thinks he might be able to spot them at window, but has no further information inside of the site, so pushing through. Might lead to anyone else who's waiting. Mo up close and Flamey down. Brilliant shot.
Nice shot indeed. Plenty of damage inflicted on the CT defense because Zeus and Electronic there hovering around this Dosia. Surely picks up this kill. Not quite connecting the shots there, but he does spot a couple of players. His teammates head towards the color, it seems, as they position themselves in the ramp. He wants to stop rotations here. Oh, look at the awareness. It's beautiful to watch. Very well done. He sends them packing, and he knows that we're rotating through the vent. It hasn't even been shot out yet. This is an absolute nightmare for the CTs. They get one kill once again. Probably just upgrades his plan, or maybe not. Edward now with 15 seconds on the clock, certainly gives himself a fighting chance here. With 39 HP, he goes towards the vents, and the bomb should be planted in. It will indeed.
Just barely. That works. Edward, desperate to deny it, just runs into the flames. 10-0 T-side?
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Poor Zeus.
Yeah,
Gambit's laughing all the way to the bank at this point in time. If he was the in-game leader, the tactics certainly don't look lacking without him, and he's getting tactically destroyed by Gambit.
Yeah, he's got no response to this. Nothing at all. Picked apart round by round, fakes coming in, variations of the default, and no one really stepping out. I think it's another tactical time. Let's look at the scoreboard right now. So, Simple, 3 kills, 10 deaths. Electronic, 2 kills, 9 deaths. Flamey, just no one killing anyone, is there?
That's your hot hands.
Yeah, Flamey, the other superstar of this team, 2 for 10. It's a disaster right now. Zeus should not be top fragging with Edward. That's the wrong
Fitch
thing.
and Hobbit, by the way, who have massive breakup potential. They're at 4 and 5 respectively. They don't even need to do anything because Adren and Dozier are just running around doing what they want.
Yeah, the old guard performing excellently here. Round number 11, there will be a double orb setup again. This has not worked at all for Navi. I'm not excited about a double orb setup on the CD side of Nuke ever. And the fact that they're focusing on this right now is not filling me with confidence they can even post around.
Keep in mind, not a single Legend team has won yet today. Gambit's about, well, looks like they're about to change that.
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
I won't say anything until it's done, but yeah, I think we're certainly confident. Adren, that is so smart. The smoke's shallower this time, so he takes the other gap instead, and Electronic thinks, I can get there. No, you can't. Sorry.
4 and 4. No real nades. Got 1 smoke, 2 flashes and an HE at the 1 minute 25 mark. This is not looking good, but that is. Simple takes down Adren. Edward boosted up towards heaven, so now they have the advantage for the first time since I can remember. Mo posted up with the AWP looking towards Garage. Simple found 2 kills looking to shut it down, make it a third. 4 on 2 now. This is surely it, but Fitch does find him one response, and Matt can't fall apart again. All of a sudden, the HP doesn't become a factor. It's 2 orbs to try and keep the hope alive here for Navi. Surely this round doesn't fall apart for them.
Dosia still looking for the angle. Simple has it in return. It could be finally the round for Navi. A round for Navi.
No kits though, no nades. Has to be firepower here. They have to hope that Navi, or Gambit, sorry, make a mistake.
Well, the good news is with firepower they have the advantage because Fitch and Dosia are both weak. They line up. Flamey almost hits them both. He gets the angle, and Dosia walks into it as well. Navi get the first on the board.
Positioning from Flamey. They will save both the AWPs. It's Simple finally posting a world-class round there. 3 kills towards outside. That's not going to be reliable though. After getting that first pick, Adren, you're right, takes down Electronic, trying to get up close and personal. Didn't really work out for him, and finally the first round on the board for Navi, 10-1. Not the best of buys though. Zeus down to a UMP of FAMAS for Edward. Lose this round. This would be a 41-half. They have to convert this one. At the very least, they lose around, have to save at least an AWP.
Simple to hold the angle as well to make sure if they go by the smoke, he's ready for them out of this time, but Mo that's already tagged up through the door down to 22. So Navi finally getting some fangs in the round. Taking their teeth in early on to get some, I guess if you want to call it possession. Map control. Smokes go late.
I love those. Yeah, it's so good.
I think that's a Adren that we were hearing. Again, they're going to try and utilize the skylights. This could be a straight hit. Adren has given up the outside position, even though the smokes went down. It has forced Flamey to watch from outside towards Secret. So smoke to heaven. It's also forced Electronic to rotate into the Secret stairwell itself. Good trade from Edward onto Fitch. Dosia, though, did find Zeus. They're still low on HP. Edward's blinded. He doesn't know that he's on the horns, but still finds the response. Reactions are sexy from Dosia. Simple, though, does finally put him down in return. AWP on the the site. They've got the advantage on the Navi side, and he's got information. He can spot Mo, but he can't land the shot, and Mo's actually going to be clever about it. Rather than cowering away from the angle he goes through, but Simple's not fooled. It is just a Dren left.
You say just, but the way he's playing right now, this could be absolutely enough. 20 seconds remaining. No nades here, but the AK-47 in hand has information as Simple will be towards the top side of course. Can he do it?
Oh my God!
God, he does manage to do it. What is that? He comes in main entrance. They know exactly where he is. They have the bomb. They're both looking at his position. Baits out one, nails the second shot, then finishes off the round. That's it. Call it. Full eco now for Navi. 11-1 down. And a Dren completely dismantles them on the upper bomb
MVP of
side.
the last major. MVP of this game. What is that? They had the double peak potential.
Yeah, it's over, isn't it?
Wow.
What a monster. That's a force by here. CZ, Steagles, Scouts. Pretty somber tone, I'd imagine, in the Navi camp right now.
Well, that's something. 11-1 T-side. Mo this time is going to go with the Dren to get position. Not the first time he's done this. When they throw the smoke early, he tries to anchor the position and allow a Dren to move. He's going to go with them, though, so this is a slight change.
His tag team duo of Dosia and Dren has been disgusting. It's been unreal. How have they got so many kills? Even combating Battlefield, that one kill from Dosia. Okay, it was quite nice in terms of the reaction, but it won't actually equate to a round victory. He sets a Dren up, and my God, does he deliver. Good damage being done. The Scout actually doing a lot of damage here as the Dren makes his way towards the garage position. Just touching on the other side, do not be confused there. He'll be looking around, looking to open things up. As he has to at least find a couple of opening picks here. Simple can probably hear him. Yeah, it's electronic, I beg your pardon, but three players very low HP at this point. Hobbit will find the opener, but still there's a strong chance that the CDs can do this. Well, maybe not now.
Weakened every 2 seconds though, because Hobbit doesn't know that Flamey is behind the stairs down below. Has shots. Look at the damage. You're right. Navi certainly have a chance in this. Mo gets found. Edward takes him down. And Edward's going to follow that. In fact, so is Flamey. So HP is what cost him in the end. Dozia's turn for a clutch. Good bait to Edward. Goes back for the repeat, and that puts him 2-0. Edward steps up. 3 kills overall, 11-2.
Desperate force by working out for Navi, 11-2. Still, they managed to save 2 AK-47s as Edward delivers after the damage was inflicted with the Scout. As you can see, Edward plus Simple. Simple getting his assists. Same story there. It's Simple with the Scout. Doesn't find other frags, but he gets all the body shots in. And they get another round on the board here. Still going to be weak. No orbs going right on the 14. UMP for Zeus again. AK's in the hands of Simple and Edward. Need 11-4 here. This T side has just been perfect from Gambit. Another round split by that. Still in a fantastic position.
So smoke's down, and this time Dren's going to just take advantage. Okay, fair enough. Perhaps back. He's got other plans. He's got other plans. And Dozia's got a kill, but it'll get towards Secret, and Simple has no idea. Surely, though, it's Simple. Does he? Not even. No way. Not a chance at all.
Punish there. Dren very quick towards Secret steps. Now to 5-on-3. Flamey has to find at least 2 kills here. They've got absolutely no chance. It's not the best position to do so. Mo takes him down. 5 versus 2. Edward, Electronic, and Dosia's in the vents. Round over.
Dosia got down there quickly through Squeaky. So even if Flamey had hit one shot at the ramp position, they would have just pushed from both sides. Ramp would have been lost. Bomb planted. Round 14, they have to make a decision on the weapons. Edward takes down Hobbit, but doesn't look like they're really getting anywhere near the bombs, so that's done. 12-2 for Gambit. I picked Gambit to win the whole event, Henry.
Again.
I think they'll repeat.
The back-to-back 2-time champions.
The 2-time champions.
Well, it's going to be Edward who gets dropped as well. Electronic. This is a full reset for the final round, just to note. It's not really a massive deal at this point. But they'll save 1 in 4 of those things. But really very, very under-equipped for round number 15. This game has not lived up to expectations. To be fair, I have really enjoyed it, just by seeing the first team that's properly impressed me on the T side of Nuke. I don't think we've ever seen anyone look this sharp before on the T side. They have a really solid game plan, everyone's showing up, everything's going to plan and just completely destroying a world-class team.
Typically what you see is sort of a one-trick pony on Nuke, where you'll see one team execute one tactic over and over, and it'll work for a small period of time until the defense learns to shut that down. And then they seem out of ideas. And I don't know if that's lack of practice from teams on Nuke or just play style. You can argue it's a bit of both. But you're right, they have a very, very wide array of plans and tactics on this map.
I think you'll see Gambit playing this map again in this event, I'm afraid.
That won't be their choice.
Exactly. I don't think you'll be doing this again ever. No one's going to try and rattle them on this. A firm message has been sent out. We're going to run over 15 here. As we said, pistols, UMPs, a scout for Simple, which was effective before.
Is that a problem though, to pull this out first game group stage? And
I think it's going to give you a free game. You're going to be
fair enough.
Pushing people off of that. No one's going to touch him on this, I'll tell you that now.
Well, Dren again to start it. He'll take down Electronic. And Hobbit and he will combine to find Simple as well. 21 kills Adren, 20 for Doja. I almost called him Adoja. Adren and Adoja.
Well, it's looking very likely to be 13-2. Once again, Scout inflicting damage, but not quite enough to find any kills just yet. Dosia watching towards the T-spawn roof. Very common position with the CT to try and backstep from. Hobbit makes his way towards heaven. 50 seconds remaining. Flamey takes a tag. I think that's probably a nade to the face. Edward is aware the Hobbit would come around this position, but if he gets one kill, that'll be about it. Can't afford to take any damage here. Really, a flashback will come in. There it is. Checks him, takes him down. Nice work by Hobbit. Should be around. Seems pretty handy with the CZ, but not enough to equate to around victory. 13-2. What a brutal first half.
Brilliant first half. It's incredibly performed by Gambit. As we say, if Zeus was the tactical mastermind, he wasn't very tactical against a team that certainly does not look lost. A man that did, though. You just saw it, Electronic 2 for 13.
Yeah, it's rough. The younger players coming into this one. A lot of attention towards in the spotlight, certainly there being the latest pickup coming from a team like Flipside. He wants to prove himself and show he can actually help this team out and be a beneficial pickup. So far, not really. It hasn't really been interesting to watch at all. It's been very average. Gambit, though, the exact opposite of that. They're looking stunning. You can hear them fired up. That's what a team should sound like. Ready to go, every kill, they're gassed, ready to frag further. Pistol, I'm sure you're all aware at home, is required from Navi here to give them a slither of hope in this game. Fast play towards the ramp. Fitch gets one, probably falls back. That's enough. They want to get out of there right here, right now. He's back to Mo, and you can see, oh my God, Mo, that's wonderful. Takes the bomb down there, and Electronic just has to leave him alone. You think, you know what? I'll just leave you be.
It's unbelievable. Like,
yeah.
What can Navi do when they're hitting shots like that? A Duran as well to take out Edward.
Yes, it's done, isn't it? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Mo's just playing with the angle. Finally, Simple mans up and runs through, but it's just he and Electronic 1 versus 4, or sorry, 2 versus 4. But he'll understand that they've gone back toward the ramp. Bomb down inside of the left entrance. Fitch is low, so he can't play the angle. And Electronics wants to take the right side to catch them off, maybe wrap around and get back to the bomb. But that chance gone, and Simple can't find far enough forward advance to get the bomb itself and run back. So this is pretty much done.
Yeah, he's just looking for mistakes to be made here. That's his best hope. Smoke is good from the CT forces. That just makes things even more difficult now. Simple 15 HP, and he'll probably be giving up in a second if he doesn't know what has happened. There it is. Adren will find the final shot. It's Mo to light them up to kick things off. And Adren, how many frags does he have now? 24 after 16 rounds played. That's not bad at all. Very, very well done. It's Mo, though, he just gets baited in by his teammate Fitch at the very start. Fitch does the correct play to fall down there. Once you're spotted, try and get away with your life and get a really cheesy position towards low. You guarantee to get one kill. Your teammates can rotate around you. Mo, though, just hits everything. And Adren behind the side on the bomb site gets the bomb in his control and forces Navi into a force fight now in round number 2. CZs, Deagles, PD50s. Lack of utility. There are a couple of smokes deployed nice and early. Electronic will make his way out there. We'll see if there's any gap in the smokes. It should be absolutely fine at this point. Nades will come through and not do any damage, and they do manage to get towards lower, so it's actually looking quite promising now. But the problem is they don't really have much to actually get that bomb down. They need to practice it.
Doji's going to man up, take the fight. In the corner, they'll take him to 40. It's further back, though. the hallway by the fence, but he won't get inside them. 2 kills for 1.
Oh, so fired up. I love it. That's all Dosia, by the way.
That is
right
Dosia,
behind
you're right. We should just go quiet.
Yeah, well, he's doing a better job than us right now.
It's amazing. We'll get him on the casting desk. Drop down. Good read. Knows Flamey's already there. Dropped. I wonder if he's even using tactics or if he's just trying to yell at Navi. Get under their skin. Simple could certainly get under their skin because he's got Fitch. Adren and Hobbit are low and he's picked up a UMP.
Yeah, they're both low.
He's got Bomb as well to work with. 45 seconds. It's possible that he pulls this back.
It has to be an ace to keep Navi in the game here. 35 seconds at this point. Bomb on his back. No nades to work with. 2 kills to find as he goes towards Seeker right now. Losing a lot of time walking around here, but still okay at this stage. He's going to find Hobbit, presumably out of position, but he does manage to get toward that CT vent. 1 kill should snowball. Here it is. There's the first. But the problem is now the position. There's going to be Hobbit there. That was it. As soon as he found the first kill, the fact they were playing it together means that Simple just doesn't have the time to work. They can't check every single corner. And it was a close kill. Simple felt like he could do the 180 there, but couldn't quite connect the shot. 15-2. And what a story that is. Adren versus Zeus, Matt. 25 frags for Adren, 7 for Zeus. It seems that the change has actually been a little bit beneficial here overall. I think it's Dosia that calls for Gambit now, but
sometimes this is where, you know, we embellish the in-game leading story. I don't know if we embellish, but we endear it and we bring it to light. And I think there's no question Zeus was remarkable with Gambit and structuring the team, and they certainly improved when they got him. But then how many times have we seen, you know, Pronax, same thing, Fnatic, he takes off and they just maintain that same status, in fact improve when they brought in Dennis because the foundation's already been laid.
Well, that's very true. The foundation set in there, give them a system to work with, then bring in a stronger fragger, and then they can use that same system. And you can see that's exactly what's happening with Gambit right now. This is the last chance saloon, I'm afraid, for Navi. They're going to need 13 rounds in a row to force just overtime. That's not even a victory. So they get towards lower steps here, but can they do anything with this?
One player on the stairs, that's Mo. He takes down Electronic immediately. They still timidly want to push onto his position, and he will get caught retreating to the control room. That'll give them something to work with, but Zeus is caught out by Hobbit immediately after. And they'll take the ramp, they'll take the vents. Bomb is below, but not yet being planted.
Here we go, Simple. Takes down Hobbit, brings it to a 3-on-3. Bomb will be planted. They've got a fighting chance here. Dosia bravely drops in the vents there, doesn't find anything. Shots out as well. Takes down Flame here, almost certainly. Apparently not though. Adren, he doesn't seem to be missing today. Fitch and himself go for the retake here. They have got kits. No idea where the T's reside.
Adren found by Simple as well. Great play. Fitch has been quiet. He needs a chance to step up. Can't quite get the angle to Simple. And Navi will hold on at least for one more. So we stay map point Gambit. We get a 3rd round.
Again, it's only really Simple that's keeping them alive here.
16-16. He's done well.
4 kills in the last round. He gets 3 then. It's just...
that has to stop.
It's the only player that's really showing any sort of
And you know what?
potential.
I said last week that I was critical of Simple being sort of the best teammate, if you will, that every team seems to struggle to play around him. You can't blame Simple for any of what's going on right now.
No. Well, Electronic is supposed to be brought in like Fitch was a Gambit. Like, you know what? Like, he's a crazy young fragger. He'll revitalize the team. And Fitch did do that. He fit in very nicely. He looked great when he first came in this team. Electronic is a game for them. And it's all falling apart. Hobbit with 2 frags at the CZ. Edward luckily does reply, though, with the MAC-10. Lights up the headshots, and it will be a 3 versus 3. A ramp rush in this sort of round. I'm not sure that was the right call, but still, they'll get away with it for now. Zeus taking down Mo. And we'll have another round to play with, almost certainly now, as Adren and Dosia left on the default pistols. To get back to my point, Electronic just hasn't really done anything so far, has he? He's got 2 for 17 in this game.
That's horrible.
It's just not enough, is it? Simple. Every single game. Still, I think at the very top of the ratings of the tournament, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think the ratings will get a reset for this portion. Sure. He topped the new challengers stage, the round of 24. Excuse me, as we get Hobbit boosted up. This was a clever play with the CZ.
Well, they
wanted to get all the way to the corner, exactly.
It is just out of necessity they have to do that. Taking another eco here, that's fine. Gambit, no, they're in cruise control right now, can just wait for the guns to come out. Navi at this point is padding stats, just trying to make it the scoreline a little more competitive overall. We have one more game to bring you after this one. been quite a quick day, a lot of landslide victories.
We'll have to play with Phelps in the next game.
Indeed.
A very quick day. Local 16. Electronic and Flamey. They want to extend this one a little bit longer at the very least. So Fitch in his first major, by the way, with Gambit. It's slow to get started, 6 for 12.
Oh, this could fall apart. One going down,
that should
be fine, yeah.
Make it a lot easier for them to hold on, but they have given away 2 AKs. Fitch with one of them has armor, so too does Adren, but he's left with a CZ. Flamey's going to find Doja, so now if they want to keep those AKs, get HP for Flamey. Does finally get found. Oh, Edward. I was going to say he's got to be careful if he gives up that. And Adren's able to slip in, and they go 1 versus 2 against Electronic. It's a huge problem, but they will spot Adren's thinking out the window. Control 15-5.
15-5. Guns will come out once again for the Gambit side. Now 10 rounds to force overtime here. This is a Swiss format, very similar to what we had in the first stage of the tournament. 3 wins and you're through to the playoffs. 3 losses and you're out. This is looking like a very probable loss for Team Navi. Single orb setup. Nuke, it's just a note on the city side. AKs and the simple AWP on the T side.
Doji top of the hut. Navi obviously breaking out the glass as well, by the way. Flamey's going to try and take over toward ramps. Ramp stack though, Fitch and Mo both there. Interesting. You don't often see them both toward headshot like that, so one's to bait the other. The benefit of that as well, while it does mean if they can execute to upper and take position on the upper site, the retake's harder. It also means they can rotate faster if they go lower, having 2 players on the ramp. Speaking of upper though, Smoke's still Lord Annex. And they already go Zeus. Looks down. Doja's there though when Zeus gets in the air. Doja's got position to grab the AK. First kill goes their way. Takes Flamey. Now they can bait in. What a shot on Edward. Didn't even have to get the second player from behind the box to peek. Fitch never had to move.
Lovely stuff so far. I think we're coming to our logical now. Electronic gets 1. He's been very quiet this game, but this could be a saving grace if he manages to pull this one off. 4 versus 2. Flashbang comes out of the vent. He's got so many targets to find, and simple stuff now with the AWP. Surely doesn't get anything done here. There's 1, but there we have it. 16-5.
Wow.
Never looked shaken at any point. Gambit with an impeccable T side there. Probably the best T side I've ever seen in this version of Nuke. Absolutely unbelievable how good it is. And I'll say it again, you will not see Gambit play this map again in this tournament. No one's going to go near them on that map.
Certainly not in the best of 1s, but I think you're right. I highly doubt anyone's going to leave it into the best of 3s as well, and that does open up some veto choices for them. What a start, and what a slow start for like
Alright, everybody, you might be seeing my desktop here in a second. I'm gonna fix something on the YouTubes. Now it should be fixed again. Hello? Maybe it's fixed. There we go. So about a minute and 40 until they come back, and it's probably about another like 3-4 minutes until they actually start playing. So if you're willing to hang around for about an extra 5 minutes right now, and they'll flip over to the next match. then I'll have to rename it to whatever teams are actually fighting each other. But how's your guys' days going? That was some serious fucking rape that just happened in that last game.
Yes, oh my goodness. Adren gets him through the smoke.
Some indication. What a shot, Adren!
Correct. Electronic has been deleted.
It's just Adren left.
Say just, but the way he's playing right now, this could be absolutely enough. 20 seconds remaining. Need to be making 47 handouts. Information is simple, will be toward.
In Boston as well. Turns out Anders has a few of them. So look, Anders and Yanko, I mean, we said that maybe Zeus had an ace up his sleeve. Well, if he did, it turned out Gambit had the other three. And they got absolutely battered.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, in the veto process, Navi vetoes Mirage instead of Nuke. And, you know, yes, it's a map that Gambit plays a lot, but are really willing to take it to Nuke instead of Mirage. That tells me that, you know, there's a serious lack of confidence in Navi. And another big problem is you see that 1v2 round that Adren won, you know, that's completely unnecessary peaks. That round is actually more difficult to lose than it is to win. And it just tells you that, you know, again, they don't have the mental fortitude to persevere in some of these moments, and that's something that, you know, it's definitely necessary for you to be able to compete with the best.
Yeah, and again, look, you know, 21 rounds, 19 kills for Simple. He's out there trying, he's fighting for it every time, but I don't know.
Stage, and then they did have that one big showing where they really showed up, and it was the final day, and you know they look good, but it's kind of rough. I feel like it's been a rough day overall. My soul is slowly leaking out onto the floor from watching this kind of Counter-Strike.
What remains of it?
Yeah, a little bit left still, maybe. I don't know. It's upsetting. I mean, but
they're big names, you know. That's why everyone's asking it. That is a lineup that, I don't know, halfway through 2017, you'd be like, wow, this is it. This is a, you know, contender.
But I do want to throw just a little bit of a bonus roll to Gambit, because apart from the fact that, you know, I expect more out of Navi, they had some seriously cool fakes going on the T side. Like, they had some great setups that were really impressive that I could understand why they would catch Navi off guard. So that was a real pleasure to watch. Like, I don't want to take anything from Gambit just playing really good Counter-Strike, and, you know, we saw the clutches and everything else. So that was good, but yeah, there's something sort of, you know, just lacking a little bit in some of these teams. I don't know where it is.
Lacking and leaking.
Yeah.
Gambit, on the other hand, looking irresistible. Is there a chance they could win this major?
There's definitely a chance. I think they're a very, very strong team. You know, very few flaws that they have in their game, and every team that they face, they're definitely going to put them to the test. FaZe, the favorite here. Well, Gambit has a winning record against FaZe so far, so that's potentially an interesting matchup moving forward.
So, Last game of the day will be SK Gaming versus Space Soldiers. Sue talked to SK Gaming's Taco a little bit earlier today.
Hey Taco, long time no see, always great to see you. Thank you for taking the time for this.
We're practicing with with both, sorry. But we were just thinking in a smart way, in my opinion. The CSGO scene, we have many tournaments to play in the year, and we almost don't have time to practice, like many days to practice. So we decided to practice with both to the next tournament as well. So the entire year we're gonna practice and play with both. So there is no reason to practice with Phelps, at least for this tournament.
So that's definitely an interesting long-term decision for you guys, considering how busy your schedule is. But then coming into this major, then what does this major mean for you guys? Then what's your realistic goal here?
We want to win the major. Every tournament that we play, even with Phelps, we want to win. Okay, he's a stand-in, but we won 5 tournaments with him. He knows how we play. We know how he likes to play as well. So we're gonna just adapt him to our style, and we're gonna bring back the old SK with Phelps. And I'm pretty sure that we have a good chance to win this major.
Yeah, I love how confident you sound. And your first match is going to be Space Soldiers, a very good team. They did really well in the qualifier, and you do have experience playing them before. And they beat you in a best of 1 at ESL 1 Cologne a long time ago. So when it comes to them, are you worried at all, or are you going to crush them?
I'm looking forward to play against Space Soldiers. I know that they are playing really well lately. And the difference between the last time that we played against them is that we didn't know how they play the last time. Now we got to know how they play. They are playing many tournaments. We could watch many maps and many games that they played, even in the qualifier. So I think we are ready to play against them. I can't wait to play this match. And I'm pretty sure that as favorites, we're going to just crush them.
All right, I love the confidence as always. Thank you so much, Taco, and good luck today.
Thank you.
So out of all the teams that were affected by the roster rules, I'd say SK Gaming got the best of it, Yanko, because you heard it there from Taco himself. They get to use Phelps, and that is somebody that they want to get onto another team in his post-SK Gaming life.
True, and yes, Ball fits SK better stylistically, but Phelps is an extremely skilled player, and as you already mentioned, he was playing with them for a decent amount of time. He knows the system that they want to run, so I think it's obviously a good stand-in, but a lot of, it speaks volumes the fact that SK didn't even try to practice with him. They're focused on playing with Bolts, and Phelps is just going to literally ring for them this tournament.
Yeah, and it's got to be said as well, Anders, there's a good chance that even with no practice and Phelps as a stand-in, they could go all the way and win this. Perhaps people should be giving them more credit that they could do that. They're the #1 ranked team in the world. Obviously, it was just announced coldzera, #1 player in the world. There was never any doubt about that for me. So perhaps people should be saying, actually, look, stand-in or no stand-in, SK Gaming are the favourites.
I mean, it's very close at least, especially because some of the other really top contenders are looking very shaky at the moment, aren't they? Interesting to see how SK do this time around. It would be great comedy if they ended up winning the major with the stand-in, and then they obviously can't change their mind about Bolts now, and I don't think they should, but that would just leave them in a weird spot. So.
Yeah, and a few words about coldzera as well. Looking forward to seeing him, start 2018 after an amazing 2017, an amazing 2016. I think we're looking at one of the greatest players to ever touch the game, if not the greatest.
Absolutely. I think the word that best describes Cold is efficiency, how efficient he is for his team in his role. He's absolutely the best.
I am sorry about that. I did not realize I clicked off of that. For the random, 8 people watching, I'm sorry I did that. Now I also have to fix the stream, so actually it's probably going to happen again. Because because I kinda glitched some shit up. I'm sorry about this, everybody that's watching. I am trying to update the name of my stream really quick. Versus space. I hope I spelled that right. Okay, back to game. I am sorry about that. Alright, back to the match that you guys came here to watch, not listening to me.
Well, the last of day one for the new Legends, I was going to say new challenges, new Legends, our top 16 teams at the Major.
Yes.
And it's a big one. SK, a team that's always in consideration at Major tournaments, any tournament for that matter, playing with Phelps going up against Space Soldiers.
I think this could be the game of the day. I'm not going to lie to you, Matt. I feel like Space Soldiers have put their best foot forward so far in this Major. They've made it to the final 16. SK obviously haven't practiced this lineup, and they have lost to this team before. I feel like this could go all the way. I do slightly favour SK overall, but still, I feel like 30 rounds almost certainly, and Space Soldiers could, I say our bated breath, could steal the victory away.
Absolutely possible. Look, Space Soldiers have a similar story to me that Immortals had. Struggled forever to get through the minors, get through the qualifier. Finally, they're in a Major. They're in a top 16 of a Major now as well. And maybe there's something in that. But let's be realistic. The one thing I've got to focus on as they hit toward the B site aggressively and Calyx gets tagged is how aggressive Phelps plays and how they play around that. That was the issue, is that they were over-aggressive with Phelps on the SK lineup. So see if they try and force a style out of him that's more favorable. Calyx to 14, bomb planted, and a retake coming in 3 from Cat.
I love this boost from Cold Zero as well. No CTs checking that. That's very sneaky as Major starts to encroach on the bomb side now. Frags starting to be exchanged left, right, and center, but they all go in favor of SK Gaming. Wonderful stuff there. Nice B execution. Lots of damage inflicted towards Shaw at the very start. That pushed Calyx right back. They planted the bomb. Like we said, boosted Cold Zero up into a very favorable angle, and they hit every single shot. Good start from SK, and Space Soldiers will, of course, be forced back in the second round. Here's Phelps getting it done. He is a very strong fragger.
Yeah, that can't be denied.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to give him that. It wasn't a skill issue with SK and him. It was a style issue. It was the fact that he was aggressive, Fur was aggressive, and Cold, I think, took a bit of a hit with both them playing so aggressive.
Creative differences, perhaps.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But
like Ben Folds and Buster.
Exactly. That's what I was going to go with. But like I said, force by coming in. CZ, Steagles, Major. We'll just have the PD-50, no armor. We have 3 rifles for SK Gaming, 2 of which are AK-47s, fallen with the Glil, opting for a bit more utility. It is $700 cheaper than the AK-47. Freeze up, smoke, and 2 flashbangs if you find. Watch out for his name in the top right hand of the screen. He is the strongest player by far on Space Soldiers, certainly world class in terms of his aim. If he did speak English, I dare say he'd be in one of the best teams in the world.
Not to draw back from that too far, he did a few interviews last week. He does speak some English, he's just not amazing at it. But not good enough, not fluent enough to make it, I guess, seamless in terms of communication with the team. You'd be able to process it, but that split second sometimes where you have to think about the word or translate in your own head, it's costly.
40 seconds remaining. SK holding towards the A ramp right now. There is a lot of presence from the CTs. Calyx, Engine, already in waiting there. Phelps won't spot it. Flash from the CTs. Phelps was trying to hold the spray. The CTs trying to pick up that frag around the corner. Not going to be happening though. 25 seconds as far, and he'll find the second kill of the round.
I'd love to see Fallen let's get the AK Fallen, who still has 100 HP, and try and work inside of the site, but seemingly Fallen is finds a kill immediately on Taco, and he'll follow that to Major as well. They lose 3, or excuse me, they lose 2, so I thought they lost Phelps as well, but they lose 2 in the process, still they get the round.
Good work, Major, getting 2 frags at the end there. At least keeps them relatively modest. It has to be the full eco from Space Soldiers, but watch out, these rounds can be slightly interesting at times, especially the way the game's developing right now. A lot of teams will just focus 5 players, maybe up towards middle, 1 flashbang, and just try and have a snowball effect. There's the 1 flashbang purchased by Major. He got 2 kills in the previous round, so he got $600 there. So he buys PD-50 for 300 and a flashbang for 200. And they go for an A stack. Unfortunately, SK gone for a B rush, the exact opposite of what they were hoping for. And this round is already over, I'm afraid. Bomb replanted. You can see the disparity on the map right now. And yeah, Space Soldiers, they'll see the bomb go down and hopefully try and pick up some exit frags. That's pretty much as good as it'll get.
If they can get any on the SMGs, it would be lovely for SK. The potential to go for the bonus round next round, but I guess the alternative is to get the bonus return now, get the $600 per kill. Go down and just pick up the AK early and be ready for the gun round. So logic behind both, and they'll send Fur out hunting for that exact reason, but for the most part they are sitting back and being rather passive. Phelps' turn to try and find them, and he's going to certainly come up with some exchange. First kill takes as always around the corner. Chance to find more, but they're going to run away from it. So both players are going to get a massive amount of money. Oh, unfortunate for Cold. He ran out of ammo, but Phelps found the kill. So now they can't upgrade. They lose all but one of the Mac 10s, and they all make a little bit of money off of it.
Now remember, some of the Space Soldiers players can go toe-to-toe in terms of fragging capability. Raw aims, raw duels, they will be able to take them down. So watch out for Xanteras, Calyx, and occasionally Major as well as the AWP of the squad. Watch out for him as he purchases that weapon this round. Standard smoke towards middle. Remember, SK have not practiced with this particular lineup in a long time. They've been focusing on the bigger tournaments. Well, the more, this is obviously the biggest it gets, but there's a lot more tournaments where they'll be able to play with bolts, so they've been focusing on that. Major now, opportunities, he flashes one. He's going to nail 2 kills right there. It's actually very well played indeed. He will fall back without going down.
Shot as well to Fur. Major stepping up. 3 kills already off, and they run toward him. It's the return.
Hold on, mate.
Hold the Xanteras, you're right, hold on. It's never over with SK until the round's completely done.
Exactly. One of the most tenacious teams we have in CSGO. Fallen and coldzera, quite the duo, as it was a 5-on-2, now a 3-on-2. Fallen looking for anything he can in the back lines, but unfortunately his teammate might not get a chance to do anything with it. Engine is going to be taken down. Fallen, and this is coldzera now with the bomb.
Why are Cold's arms just not there in the picture? They're just disappeared.
He's got one of those long sleeve t-shirts on.
I don't think he does.
He's like crossing his arms, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think he has a black t-shirt on, does he? Maybe he does. Maybe he's just God.
It's floating.
And his limbs are an extension of his powers.
35 seconds here, and coldzera will just hold on in the B apartments. 21 bullets in his AK, waiting for a mistake to be made. I don't think it's easy to give up much here, though. It would take one hell of a holding that strong position there. You can jump out there by yourself and looking for any legs crossing over. It's Major, though, who gets the job done. Flashbang comes in with his teammate, completely nails the first shot and the second. The third was pretty good as well. So it's a very good job there by Major. Bear in mind, that's the first real gun round there, and you will see those kind of strange approaches from a T side, just trying to dictate the pace of the game, not do a deep at the start, just kind of throw a spanner into works, as it were. Doesn't really work out as Major has a beautiful round though, the AWP. Still a buy here for SK, not the strongest though. You can see Fallen and coldzera just look at those with the AWP, must have the best spawn. He'll give that back over to Fallen eventually.
Fallen speaking with him, waiting for that to happen. Taco
good work.
Holds onto it long enough, just long enough to find Xanteras pushing up middle, so good find. 3-1. First gun goes to Space Soldiers, and if SK win this round, although 3 stayed alive, so the money built up somewhat, but it's not enough. They had to reinvest in all of the utility and everything that goes along with that on the CT side, so they could break them again. Take control of the first half. Fur that's the next to take the hot seat, jumping over Major spots, one in middle, but Fur's already wrapping around behind them. Smoke in the window. He's going to go beyond. He's going to just push directly through and wrap. I would suspect behind B, it's more likely you're going to find 2 players there as opposed to 1 at CT stairs.
This is looking very good for Fur. They have no idea he's made his way towards his position, but does he get anything from it? Paz in towards CPL. We do have a secondary player towards short. That's Major, and he's got the AWP, remember. So Fur lets him live for now.
Problem is the Major's going to turn around at some point and start looking toward B apartments, so timing could turn against him. It certainly will not. Fur has sight. The bomb is already ready inside of the B apartments, and Paz will have to rotate off of Catwalk back into a position push. He's there, but he can't line them up. So bomb to be planted, and better still, Fallen takes him down with an immediate shot. This should be SK's round.
That's just a textbook Fur round, isn't it?
That's so good.
Sneaking behind the back lines, they have no idea he's made all the way towards B. He doesn't even pull the trigger. He checks every single risk factor there. The van, forest position towards CPL, and manages to just take down the AWP and completely unleash his team on the bomb side there. Secondary all picked up for Taco. Yeah, I was about to say, it might just be throwing it out the map. I'm not sure what he's up to. Looks like he will be taking it. There's Calyx and Engine out. Weaponry. Calyx will spots with the shadow. Take down Fallen. That's actually a bit of a clumsy 47 though. Fallen did not have the AWP. And now Taco might be regretting throwing the AWP away. Either way, there's the opening kill. And that's going to be leave Space Soldiers with a buy available, with 2 weapons surviving. 4 versus 1 now, and they have an AK-47 and M4. A UMP has a major though, about 2.5 grand each. Do they even join the purchases? We'll have a look as they take a tactical timeout on the SK side.
Interesting to make that call now, but they want to try and dissect the money of what exactly Space Soldiers will bring at them. We're to the table. Calyx with the AK carried over. Fur is a player early on in even the Kaboom lineup, and then into Keed Stars before Cold joined. Was the star of this team, undoubtedly. Cold took that position, out of skill, but Fur has gotten, I think, better and better at getting map control. He was always aggressive, and he was always kind of great in terms of position, but never about sneaking around and flanking and getting behind and opening up opportunity from essentially him alone, as he did in the last round toward B. Snacks was the best at that forever, I would have said, but now I think Fur and Rain are easily up there.
Well, the final buy comes in for Space Soldiers. 3 UMPs, 2 rifles, one of which is the AK-47. No kits available. They have got smokes, but he's smashing himself in towards the A-bomb side by himself. That is a bit of a misplay there. Engine will take him down. There's no trade potential whatsoever, and ultimately he just gives up another rifle for the CT forces there. They'll head back towards B. It's Major to defend. He has had the B-bomb site, looking to replicate that form. And he gets Phelps, but can't actually find the damage at all.
Big miss for Major. That's a problem. Zantara goes up for one of them. Tries to adjust the angle to catch off bench, does so, and takes down Cold, so we mentioned. Man for man, Zantaras could stack up that time around, and Calyx, the other of great skill and proportions on a Space Soldiers, able to sneak out, find a shot as well from window to fallen. So bomb to plant for Fur, 1 versus 4. Late round, and coming from Checker. He's not going to do that himself, so it's going to be a matter of doubting himself and looking toward Cat over and over. Doesn't even get that far. Calyx with the shot, and it's 4-2.
Yeah, look at the weird move there from Taco. He has a smoke in front of him, right-clicks to flash. There's no one else to trade with him whatsoever. He better make sure that's one hell of a flashbang to cover every single position on the A-bomb side. Goes through, and the smoke down, his teammates can't get any sort of trade. They have to fall back, go towards B, and very nice shots from Zantara. Absolutely right. He's one of the key players that can go toe-to-toe with some of the big names of SK Gaming. Calyx as well, AK in hand, manages to get it done. Moving to round number 7 here. There is one more buy available for the Brazilian side with the bomb being planted. The AWP comes up and fallen. Cold 0 of the AK-47. They're lacking a lot of things. 3 players without utility. 2 of them are helmets. And Fallen tries to... Zantara is aware of that prospect. Does damage, but can't quite find the killing blow.
Looking for an angle. Wide side of the window, but Fur wants to sneak up from the underpass. He's gone by the smoke just as Zantaras was blinded, so despite the small gap, couldn't quite see him, and they're both going to get aggressive. For some reason, they thought that maybe someone had behind them, so they sprayed to the corner. Additional smoke deployed toward the window. Push from Engine. They want information. Phelps was able to gauge that spot it fast enough and fall back. He didn't take any damage, but Engine has to do the same because he's well beyond enemy lines, or at least the safety of. It's back toward A. So Cold's going to play solo mid.
The thing is, they have 2 smokes here. It won't be a very detailed execution. Probably a smoke towards CT spawn. One at jungle, flash over, and hope Phelps can open things up here. Just throw him into the bomb side. That's the one for the steps. Fallen's throwing right now.
So if they're going to go steps, it's going to be steps and jungle is my guess. I think they're going to leave CT. They're going straight contact. So top steps, second one's going to go jungle. So they are going to leave Palace with a chance to peek. Good find from Phelps. There is actually no one at CT, but do they know that Engine is also inside of the site? Becomes a bit of a problem for them. Cold as well is still waiting for it. So he's not taken over connection yet. That means Paz has position. And even though the smokes are there, massive gap in them, by the way. They'll still be able to hold comfortably as Cold slowly works his way up. Major's killed Zantaras. That's a big problem because that gives Cold more room to work with. Phelps is still pinned down, however, and 4 seconds round done. He cannot plant the bomb. He's actually got to get out of there because he's going to lose the AK and the money if he's not careful. He's made noise as well. He's flirting with it, is he not?
Yeah, just to make it clear, if you die after the round expires, no bomb has been planted, you get no money into the next round there. So Phelps just wanted to fall back and stay alive and guarantee that he keeps the AK-47. Definitely. Planting with danger there. 4-3 though. Space Soldiers actually looking quite competitive now. 2 AKs are saves, and they will pretty much force buy into this one. Everyone's gone all in apart from Phelps, who will keep $1,000 from the previous round. 2 AKs, Deagle, CZs, and Space Soldiers starting to come to life here. We're now. The default comes in from SK Gaming with Paz towards short. AK here, Major holds B again, a very aggressive angle this time, looking towards the steps area. Molotov's out, throwing some grenades, falls back towards the side itself. Nothing really given away from SK just yet. They're just waiting for any sort of aggression to be presented by Space Soldiers. Going fall and wait outside the A bomb site as another smoke lands at the A ramp.
CZ in hand as Fallen waits for anyone to push through the smoke. Major to hold mid with the op as well as Tyro's inside of connector. So Fur with bomb at courtyard outside of B. Phelps and Cold to push down catwalk on their own. The double smoke play with a bit of a fake toward A pulls Torres away from connector, so Phelps and Cold could actually trade off of the op and Major, because an op missing a shot can be run down by the pistols. He's got to fall back to the site, unfortunately, but Paz still posted. Fur would be able to do nothing of that, and Zantaras gets positioned back, so they're not going to get much ground. And this is, my guess, going to go 4-4.
Oh, absolutely. 20 seconds remaining. They haven't really made a dent on either bomb site. It's going to be Fur going into CZ right now. Trying to get the corner. He can. Ready and waiting. Easy does it. Both headshots to close out the round. That was the force buy from SK. And now, presumably, Space Soldiers take the lead. It has to be the full eco now. As we will find 3 rounds in a row for the Turkish side. One of the dark horses, certainly, coming into this tournament. I think there's some big scalps on their way to the final 16. Definitely a team to look at for the future. And there will be a partial buy from SK once again. Tech9 for Taco, one of the few pros still using that weapon. Fallen fully apart from 2 flashbangs. A couple of sets of armor, and maybe it's a straight up B-rush here.
Throwing fire.
Taco.
Throwing smoke.
That's all. That's fair. Stacked as well, so we got tagged quite significantly by that small portion of flames. Good position, finds one, drops off immediately. Last time he was flawless here. That's not exactly flawless as he drops the nade. Bounces back at him, but he still finds his kills quick, it seems. And somehow stays alive. Good position to get the pistol out. He'll go down eventually, but great 3 kills. From him, from Major. Clean up. Space Soldiers take the lead 5-4. You said this could be close. They won in Cologne against them in a best-of-1.
In the opening game of the tournament. For them, for either team, I should say.
Exactly, yeah.
But this is a very similar situation. And right now, they are looking quite comfortable on the CD side. 4 rounds in a row now, but the full buys begin for the Brazilian side, SK. Just a slight caveat for anyone just joining us. It is Phelps, who was part of the lineup previously, who has to play for due to the rules. Bolts will not be with them, and so they're certainly hindered, but it's not like the tactics won't be there. They obviously have a full strapper from his tenure in the lineup previously, but certainly haven't been practicing, and Space Soldiers will be licking their lips at the prospect of taking them down in this sort of fashion. As Phelps opens things up, takes down Engine. 5-4. Good work by him. That was actually towards the Palace area, I believe.
Taco to work with Fur. Fur tagged. I think it was a nade, if I'm not mistaken, but Taco finds Zantaras above him. That's going to give them a lot more freedom inside of middle. 4 players pressuring, and Paz is sneaking out behind them at A main. So he's got Nord T. That weakens what's inside of A, if the timing works out for SK, because it'll just be Calyx.
Oh, what
a shot. Quick about this. Okay, now they should be. Yeah, Paz has to turn around and come back. He realizes it now, because if he rotates all the way to middle, there's no element of surprise in that. He's just going to arrive at connector as if it's a standard retake. His best bet to play A main behind them as they work inside of the site, and they still have to take their time, so he could be positioned well to get at least 1 shot, but they're looking for it. They know there's no one towards CT stairs. There's been no peeking, no presence. So logically, given that they came through Palace, they'll look that direction, and Fur's going to post up and wait. So, smart from SK, 5 versus 2. I think we've got a 5-5 game. But 4 rounds in a row. For Space Soldiers, this becomes a reset for SK, so keeping as many players alive as possible is key in this post-plant position.
Yeah, plenty of money for Space Soldiers here. They'll save the AWP and the M4 knowing this round has been given up, but you're right, SK need to make sure they keep everything alive.
Two mentalities in this, because it's early and Space Soldiers are the underdogs, so keeping the cash flow high is important. In other words, keeping both of these guns, even though they've got money to buy in the next round. But at the same time, you could always pressure the bomb and try and take a few players down when it explodes.
Well, that's what Pat's
They've
doing.
left. He doesn't make it. It's a little bit late, but yeah, he could have snuck in there potentially and done some damage to them.
Yeah, can you imagine? Well, plenty of cash, like you said. Space Soldiers will tie things up 5-5. Much better, though, from SK. The opening duel towards the Palace area yielded a lot of success for the Brazilian side. It was Phelps to open things up, taking out Engine, and then Fer doing what he does best towards that connector area. Lots of precise headshots coming in. Clinical stuff. Round number 11 as we come to the closing sectors of the half. We'll see whether Space Soldiers can stay competitive here with these Antaros with the M4. He loves to do from the very start. He does this a lot. Doesn't land any damage this time, and Canucks looking towards the Palace there. Very defensive hold on the towards CT spawn. Canucks and Antaros holding jungle 1 connector. No one actually playing in the site itself.
Fer to work out from underpass yet again.
You can see they've got no B presence here, Matt, so presumably that means an A split will be coming in eventually, focusing on that connector. They have no control of the apartments. They have no idea if someone's coming behind them, T-spawn, for example. So I would say in the next 20 seconds or so, you'll see a commitment from SK focusing on the connector. Could go towards shore if they really wants to as well. Fer in the connector now. He's going to clear that out. Spots a player. That's a really cool smoke for that exact position.
And it's going to pull Zantares away from the window, so even though he and Paz had a crossfire set, Major's still nearby with the op on Cat, but it gives them a lot more space to take Catwalk. Good trade on Paz. Major's there. Taco has to be careful. He's the one with the bomb as well, so if he gets careless and gets around the corner on his own and gets caught off like that, Major takes control of the round because the bomb is now down and it's visible as the op can fall back into a better position. They even tried to flash Taco. Engine with the second op. Make damage known as well. Somehow Major doesn't collect on Fer. That should have been an easy kill.
This is the AWP shot. Nails the headshot with the PT-50 because Zantares certainly will, though. Can see the bomb. 2 versus 1. Amazing in the clutches, but can't hit the shot. Zantares cleans up 2 kills to him and recovers both AWPs. 6-5. They take the lead once again.
That all comes to Major, though, on Catwalk. Blinded and hit the shot on Taco, who had bomb.
Completely blinded. Timed to perfection, though. Just pulls the trigger right there and then. Taco was slightly blind as well. You can see him holding his head as he runs around the corner. The bomb goes down. Bit of a misplay, and that's desperate. Just hoping the AWP shot would miss. And Zantares to clean things up with the M4A4. Great stuff, and Space Soldiers looking good here. I think it's a tactical timeout for SK, if I'm not mistaken. They will have money after getting a reset there. Remember, they kept 5 players alive before, so money not in the bin, but it's certainly not in an amazing position. 2 Galils for SK. Taco and Coldzera wielding those weapons. Of AKs as well. I would say a set piece coming forward here with the UMP in the hand of Fallen. Maybe do something off the bat straight away. This is a big round. Space Soldiers can do this, going to force an eco out, and they've got the upper hand and then some. Double AWP set up on their side of the server.
Throwing a grenade.
To the window. As well as the connector and Catwalk, so they get position. The weapons are not amazing on the SK side. No op. 2 Galils and 1 UMP.
Throwing smoke. Smoke.
Trevor's going aggressive. I think he's bypassing. Major spawned him in the corner. He'll catch the leg shot. Tries to go for the drive-by shooting, but he's getting overwhelmed. His Fallen sneaks inside the opponents. Major had no inclination. He was already staring down toward Catwalk. Good response, Engine, but is that too late? They've lost 2. Done a good amount of damage, but they've given up a bomb. Thankfully, a nade will collect Fallen. That will certainly benefit them on the retake.
It's looking very good. Makes that Engine as well, but the round is not over quite yet. Zantares out of nowhere gets to the bench, finds a double kill, and now it's just down to Coldzera. Galil hand has managed to get a dink off there, and the clutch really gets it. They have the utility. The incendiary is good. And it will push Cold Zero back. Calix and Xantera, the two strongest fraggers on the team, managed to come up trumps there, especially Xantera is pushing towards our bench and is hitting absolutely everything. It was a wonderful B split coming in from SK there. Like we said, a set piece from the very beginning of the round, smoke towards window, connector, connector control coming in, first frag in their favor, fast towards the B bomb site. Major overwhelmed with the pincer coming in from the apartments and the short area. It felt like it was their round all day long, but Xantera sneaks out of the kitchen and takes them all down with him. SK just can't get into this one so far. 7-5, and they have to take a partial bye here. They won the pistol and got the 0-3. 2 gun rounds since then, but Space Soldiers, since we get into the deeper stages now of the first half, looked like the stronger unit.
Taras starts it off again, takes down Fur. He leads the way, by the way. 12 kills for him. Major's next in the server with 10. Calix steps up to find Taco. Engine will sit and wait inside the jungle. Phelps good taps with the CZ, but Major's immediately behind him, so not much that he could really do. Just cold on a deagle, shut down. Space Soldiers 3 rounds in the lead, 8-5, having not won the pistol. Are looking very, very sharp. And is this another best of one, which they could steal from SK?
It's looking like it could pan out in that sort of fashion.
This is going to hurt the confidence of SK as well. Playing with Phelps, they would have wanted to get off to a good start. There is Phelps on your left.
Absolutely. But we're going to number 14 here. SK still limited. Cold Zero, no nades whatsoever. No AWP for Fallen. No Molotovs. Just bare essentials here. The AKs and the smoke grenades. A couple of flashbang. Not even taken down to be Xantera. Like I said, he always spams that smoke to great effect most of the time. Paz doesn't have to commit here. He'll fall back as Taco looking for a response frag there, pushing forward. But it's Xantera. Calix, though, once again, they are great fraggers. They're lighting up the scoreboard left, right, and center. 5-on-2 now.
Tries to retake connector. Guns are up this time, and yet no damage, hardly any damage has been done to Space Soldiers. Fur will have to try and open it up once more. Fallen has to make a decision, has to stay alive and be efficient, and it looks like it's going to be A this time rather than B. That also means that Fur's got to slow down ever so slightly, watching to make sure no one's going to rotate behind him, because if he kills this too soon, he'll draw attention. He's gone for it. He's got 2 lined up. Calix down. He's got to take those when they're available. If it was just the one, it might not have been worth it, but 2 plus the op, that'll certainly do. Fur! Oh, I thought he was going to get Xantera's as well.
Can you imagine if he just won the round like that? That was unbelievably good from Fur. It has set Fallen up for a potential victory here, but still 2 players to find and a bomb to plant. 40 seconds, he'll just take that risk here and go for the plant, and CTs will allow him to do it. Gives himself a real viable chance now. Here's 1 decoy to work with, as both CTs coming from the spawn area.
Still considering top of the stairs. I thought that Fur might just sit next to way, both in vision to get Fallen closer, but now he's got to clutch it. Fur's job has certainly been done, and it was incredible. Where he is, he knows where they are. Xantera's is low, which means he takes down Major. He's got a real chance at it. 0-1 versus 1. He's waiting for the peaks coming out of Xantera's, who can't go for the jump, and Fallen's got the headshot. What a clutch back from SK.
That was so sick. He does it again towards CT spawn, and I was going to say, if he doesn't kill this first AWP towards that steps area, he's got a real chance of doing this one. Kills the balcony player first, converts the spray on towards engine, as you'll see right now. Boom. Then he gets the AWP, finds a 3rd kill, and he's fallen in the 2 versus 1 of 1 player low. That's Xantera's on 15. That's going to be rattling the confidence of Space Soldiers. What a fantastic round from Fur, and Fallen cool as ever, and just to win out the round. The final round of the first half now. After that one, taking the orcs out of the hands of Space Soldiers. They'll have one in there. Fallen towards middle, once again trying to spray players down towards top of middle.
So sick from Fur.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Got all 3 of them, so ultimately came out better off than I even expected. Gave everything he needed to Fallen. Still not out of the woods yet, though, on the SK side. Has Fallen. Has the AWP to work with, but Taco's left with just a deagle. Galil for Phelps. And not a lot of money left over, meaning that they can be reset once again by Space Soldiers. It would only be a 3-round reset, but it comes off the back of a 4-round reset before that. So, point in case they never really had a chance to build up their economy.
Everyone slows it down for round number 15 here. More methodical from SK Gaming. He's in the same smoke towards window. Looks like an A split coming in with the position of Phelps at that A round, but Calix and Engine, look at it. They're playing in front of the bomb site this time. Haven't really seen them operate too much in that area. Fallen once more towards that connector, AWP in hand. Flashes towards short. Phelps only waiting at the A ramp. Xantares can't get it done. Opening kill for SK.
They've won pick, but let alone that against Xantares. Calix makes up for it. Down Engine as well as they reverse back into the site from a main bomb has dropped. 11 seconds. Fallen has to go to AWP, and they certainly know that and have the angle covered off.
It's done.
Absolutely done. 9-6 at half. Space Soldiers take the half in their favor without the pistol, mind you.
Indeed, they're 0-3 at the pistol. They're that blunder in the 2 versus 5 with Fur and Fallen. To be fair, there's not really much you can do about that. That's just Fur doing what he does best. Getting behind the enemy lines, they had no awareness that it could be possible, and it all falls apart. But they managed to keep their heads above water and win the half, 9-6, as they swap over to the T side now. Remember, it is slightly biased towards the CT side on this particular map. SK always going to be deadly on a map like Mirage, especially that man on your screen right now. Fallen, one of the most iconic in-game leaders and AWPers within CSGO. He is going to be looking to cause absolute pandemonium on the CT side with that AWP. Major had a good performance, but whether he can contain Fallen on the CT side is yet to be seen. There he is in the screen right now. The in-game, well, AWPer of Space Soldiers.
In-game leader as well.
Indeed. So quite similar roles.
Yeah, both have AWP in-game leaders. A few teams that have over the last week.
What's the buy for Space Soldiers? Calix with the upgraded pistol goes to the P250. 3 sets of armor as Engine opts for utility here. Smoke flashbangs. Should note Calix has a smoke as well. They're going towards B now. Smokes to be deployed. Flashes to go in. It's up to Taco to try and hold inside the B bomb site. He is alone. Cold Zero towards short. Nice and close to the site. Flashbangs to go in. Smokes towards short. And they go. Taco needs to find at least 1 kill here.
Can't get the headshot lined up. Tons of opportunity to do so, though. Does get some first down, but he goes into the grave immediately after. Paul Bearer becomes buried as Prometheus gets Major back. Cold, swinging, takes down Paz. Bomb has been planted. But certainly a chance to get back inside behind Calix. Engine sneaks in behind Cold. He was going for it, but he couldn't get the kill. It suddenly becomes level 2 versus 2, but just Calix remains. A kick for Oops. Picked that up with his armor as well, and he's got the kill on top of it. Good pistol round for SK. Their second pistol round in this game.
Absolutely is. Cold Zero saving the day there with a nice shot towards short to delay them as they came out. Phelps with 2 frags himself. He did say Taco had to get 1. Had plenty of opportunity, you're right. They did nail the first shot that was required. And then Space Soldiers made it very interesting, the 2 versus 2, but couldn't close things out there. Well then, 9-7. Space Soldiers get the bomb down. You'd assume we see AKs in the 3rd round. SK not really prepared for that. They have, okay, fall on the P250. That does make more sense. If they win this, they'll get enough to get him the AWP. So he'll stay on the P250 for now. His objective is to stay alive here, keep that armor up. Doesn't really necessarily want to find too many jewels. So with that in mind, what a Space Soldier is going to try and do. It looks like with 4 players towards every bomb, heading towards B-map, and that's going to be on the back of Major. And we'll see if we can get anything planted here. That'd be amazing if it's planted. It doesn't look like he necessarily will. SK, I'm afraid, way too aware. And Taco with the clean sweep.
Fallen even holding the pistol underneath of Shadow gets a shot and a kill.
That's good. Means he definitely gets the AWP now against the AKs of Space Soldiers. They definitely won't have the AWP.
There it is. There's the buy. It's almost like you played this game, Henry.
Once or twice, many moons ago.
Fallen's actually given the op, I think, to Taco, and that is spawn. That's actually not spawn dependent.
Taco, he plays B by himself, right? So this allows him to be a turret in the B bomb site.
I was going to say, because Fallen actually had a brilliant spawn to get to middle, but you're right, he is going to take it toward B.
Yeah, so it's not like it's a massive adjustment. Fast play, though, from the Space Soldier. but it doesn't seem to matter. It's clumsy, but they all count 3 kills for him. Really nice shutdown there from Fallen. There's one player running the Space Soldiers. All going to be tied up here. They went for the fast play. They didn't check the agony at all. Fallen looking for a kill. And it will be Zera to not close things out. Some fighting chance here. Phelps to close out the round.
Taco anchored B alone with that op, so they actually have to put 4 players in A, be ready for fast contact on the buy. Brilliant read from Fallen as a result. You're right, they didn't check the balcony at all.
how
Fallen is just sitting there. He's stuck on the ladder twice. Like, if they even looked at him, he was dead.
Yeah, well, his teammates take all the aggro for him, so absolutely fine. They managed to pick up a secondary AWP by the looks of things. And we go into round number 19. Space Soldiers, no bomb there. Looking like they'll lose the lead they once had. Deagles, PD50s, no armor, no nades, and for ready and waiting. AK-47 in hand, sprayed up. Santaro's be brave to challenge that again. He has got the Deagle, but didn't find the 1 Deag.
Grenade. Throwing fire.
Flames inside of the apartments. We'll hold them at bay for a moment, and Taco's going to go very passive.
Grenade out.
Now with the second op for Fallen. He's not alone at B. They're not stacking around it. They've got another site. Cold's pushed up middle and not seen anyone. This will be interesting to see how this plays out, because Taco alone has to hit shots. More importantly, if he goes down, they're going to bomb plant at the very least, but they could make things problematic if this op gets in the wrong place. He still waits, misses the second shot. Bomb's planted.
Throwing fire.
So giving up bomb down. Gives a little more money to Space Soldiers. Oh, Santares! What a shot on Cold. The second one on Fur was even better as he's transferred inside the site. Double up on retake. Phelps on the AK. They haven't been able to pick up any guns on the Space Soldiers side, but my goodness, they've given themselves a chance. Finally, Santares down. Looks as though SK may have just done enough, but it's Calyx as well. And he's just as dangerous at times.
Yeah, well, Zantaro is just sending out a clear message to SK Gaming that this game is not over just yet. They might be on eco, but the Deagle definitely singing in that round. Here he comes towards shore, hitting absolutely everything there. Fantastic stuff from the key player of Space Soldiers. Finds 2. Calyx had a chance to get a double himself. The nade was too powerful towards that bench position. 10-9. AKs across the board on the T side here. Escape. Taco and Fallen on the AWP. So no Cold Zero map. 3 kills, 13 deaths. He's not really been a factor at all in this game.
Okay, he certainly hasn't. That's not characteristic of Cold at all. 3 for 13. Taco's the closest to him with 10 and they mentioned it on the desk, Richard and the boys. Second year in a row, he's gotten the HLTV's #1 player of the year rating.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, is it?
Considering he's played 2.5 years, so the 2 full seasons he's played, he's been #1.
Molotovs towards the window area there. CT's not giving much away here. Pretty standard round from them, of course. Taco hoping towards B once again. Major. Now, the same story. Has the AK-47. Taco drops off, though, and offers himself out. It's a really clumsy move, but luckily Phelps is ready to get the frag and return. No one's jumping up with just your head showing. He shows his whole body, and no wonder he goes down. Engine, with the second frag of the round, gives them a 4 versus 3, and they will commit towards a B bomb site with no one there whatsoever from the CT force. They might consider saving it. As you can see, Phelps, the closest player all the way through the vent already. I think they're taking a gamble, hoping they come towards A, but that's not going to be the case whatsoever. Should be 10-10 here, almost certainly.
Well, another plant.
Yeah, nothing they can do with this. CT's so far removed from the situation.
Engine as well to cut them off. He's already cleared checkers, so he'll just hold towards CT spawn now to be able to rotate over. Good find from Fallen, at least to take him down.
We did say all the rounds for this one.
All the rounds. Last game of the day. It's been a fast day. We haven't had so many one-sided score lines at all in this major until today. And interestingly enough, it's the Legends that have been struggling the most. SK's not out of the woods in this one. Gambit's the only returning team to pick up a win so far today. Obviously, 7 Legends as has made. Liquid took over that final qualifying spot.
It did indeed. 10-10, round number 21. SK managed to at least save a couple of rifles there, and here he goes. The The big stats, Zantara, the star player, Space Odders 17 kills, 14 deaths, and SK Gaming's Coldzera 3 and 14. Not his best showing so far into this major. It's their first map of the tournament. Did still have them as the favourites here, but Coldzera, a little bit worrying for him kicking off the major in this fashion. Fallen, this is a very common example of what he can do. Pushing towards that underpass area, nails one shot, gets out of there. Very calculated stuff, and it's going to funnel towards that B bomb site. Takes down Taco. One of the map, he's at the weaker side. Coldzera does see that major response, and Calyx can't Phelps.
He's trying desperately, is he not? 16 HP, but he can't wrap around the boxes far enough to get the shot. Paz will try and find an alternative angle, perhaps, that works in their favor from Connector. Shot from Fallen. Good read. Stars would be exposed, but can't find the shot on Paz. So it's answered immediately in position given up. Phelps is forced off, the angle. Kind of tired of nuts, but either way, he can't peek because he's on 16, which means bomb plant for sure. And Paz finds Fur, responded by Cold. And Phelps needs to get information fast enough on Calyx, and he's actually going to back off his first approach because he's spotted going A main. This could catch Cold off if the information was relayed and Cold doesn't back in the site. He'll be left in the open, and that's exactly the case. Great read from Calyx.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying the bait out, is going towards the A round. That's exactly what they thought. Repositions on towards the bomb side. Very unorthodox play. No one's going to expect him there whatsoever. Peeks before Coldzera even has a chance to inspect the bomb side himself and keeps him contained. Don't let Coldzera build into this game. It's not over just yet. But Space Soldiers ruin the economy of SK now. They're in a great position to find 12-10. It's going to be Fallen in purposes to scout it. Some CZs around him. Deagle on Coldzera. Still not really doing much here on Mirage. Best of one, remember, this will be a great way to kick things off for Space Soldiers in the Swiss format. As been said before, that underdogs seem to thrive in this sort of environment.
Oh, absolutely. Certainly have. Don't rule Space Soldiers out of a top 8 if everything aligns for them. A dark horse for sure. They and Vega.
Yes. Already showed us what they can do today against North.
I mean, this one's wide open, let's be honest.
Yeah.
7 returning teams. 3 of them certainly questionable. At the very least. One of them playing with a stand-in. Still a threat with that stand-in RSK, but yeah, there's lots of opportunity for the challenging teams.
Towards A they go. One player in Palace, that's Calyx. But there is a hard stack from SK in the A bomb site. With the scouts have fallen towards the steps position. So we have full execution. This is where this is played powerfully from Space Soldiers in terms of doing a default at the start. They haven't really got much information for us. They'll go for the set piece here. So get this player in the map. Molotov, then they should be able to trade effectively. Falling with a nice shot towards Calyx, but still it starts to fall apart. Paz trading. Checking the bomb site here. Still will be a 2-on-2. Now a 2 versus 1. Fallen, they know he's on this side of the map. Scout in hand. Using that gap, but the bomb should be planted quite safely.
Yeah, Fallen has no information. All the smoke does dissipate at the exact time he needed it to, so he was able to spot the backside as Zantara is working toward fire. Fallen still has a chance to peek out and look for more.
Yeah, unless they make a massive blunder here, there shouldn't be a way to win this one. If they give him a chance like that, maybe there is. He can't nail the shot. Paz takes him down, and Zantares will keep his life. 2 kills for them, and it was the A commitment from SK Gaming. Traded out effectively. Engine, bomb in hand. Never run into a bomb site with the bomb out like that.
Yeah.
That is an absolute nightmare. You just got to have, not even a knife. You want to have your AK out until you've ascertained this side is clear. You have no idea what they're doing on those sort of rounds. Never do that, ladies and gentlemen. But still recovered. And then we'll be round number 23, 12-10, a weak buy once again for SK. This could fall out of grasp. Taco now has to hold B without the AWP. In fact, he's got a UMP. The S, well, I'm going to say the submachine gun, but we'll see whether he can do anything with that. Look at the lack of grenades as well. Incendiary, flashbang, a few smokes, a couple of kits. This is looking really weak for SK now.
Taco. Major to peek in toward B. Top thrown short because he wants to cover the right side of the hallway and get positioned safely, but Taco is further back, but he falls off anyway. I'll give him a chance to get further up. But smoked off eventually is Major. Fallen again, going to be playing at the top side of the balcony inside of A as well. And they are heading back in that direction. Keep in mind, SK has both pistol rounds in this game. And it is 12-10 in favor of Space Soldiers. Fallen thinks of his positioning, backs off, gets to a better spot. M4 dividing attention. Good position to be in. This is the first to peek. Good flash as well. Now he's ready as Phelps baits them back toward his direction. They know Fallen's there. Where's he going? Has find it instantly. Phelps is tagged as well. A 48 through the edge of the ball. Certainly prevail in that regard. Damage distribution far greater. Good find from Fur to get Major transitioning over, so they've got the advantage. Or is it? Because it's shut down by Cold, and the ball forced off. Calyx drops as well.
Very tight round there. SK Gaming coming out on top just about. It was the MAC-10s and the Galils, the AKs of Space Soldiers after winning 3 rounds in a row. They've got plenty of cash for the next round. SK survived 2 members there. It's going to be Coldzera and Fer. Coldzera finally showing us he's arriving into this match. He's now on 8 kills, 16 deaths. Probably his best round so far. It wasn't anything too spectacular. Nice spray down to find Calyx in the end. 12-11. Remember, SK won both pistols, converted them to the 0-3s in their favour. Space Soldiers, not the strongest device here. Zontero's Powers and Calyx with the AKs. It's going to be Engine and Major with those MAC-10s. Shotgun for Fallen. That'll be interesting to see whether he can start finding headshots with that weapon. MAC-7 is the most prevalent of the shotguns. So now, trying to give Zontero the taste of his own medicine. They actually hit each other quite equally as the smoke's going towards the window area. I think Fallen is on the A ramp, indeed he is, with the shotgun. It's going to be difficult to find multiple frags in that position, but could sneak 1 kill and try and fall back. It'd be amazing if we can do that. 20 kills for Calyx so far, and everything slows right down. 3 players at the A ramp for Space Soldiers. 2 in the B halls. I would say this will be a B ace ultimately. Fallen has 3.
Blinded, he nearly gets away with another one as well as he continues to spray the shotgun. Nearly cuts Engine for it, but Phelps behind the smoke, flashed off. Has to be somewhat careful to go back in. Watch for Cold. Cold's lined them up. Cold's taking them down, bomb included, and he'll take over the B apartments. That's the round, I would say. Major and Engine both over on A still. Trying to go for the lurk fake, they'll wrap it up. Versus 2, so it's still possible, but not now. Not with Fur killing off the first, getting the information on the second. And he'll try and go versus Molotoving the angle. Doesn't even matter. Taco's there to close it out.
Good round. It's Fallen to throw a spanner into works there. They try to get towards B and Coldzera. Gifted the opportunity to find a couple of frags there. It's unfortunate they don't check the corner. Obviously, all the attention taken away from that particular position by his teammate on the site. 12-12. That should be eco now for Space Soldiers as SK tie things up. Looks like a forced buy. Okay, just a partial buy from the Turkish squad. Zonteros will have Deagle and armor, but these rounds always can be dangerous, Matt, especially when you get 3 smokes and flashbangs as they go towards B for the set piece. Probably 2 smokes towards each arch of short, 1 in front of the bomb site and try and get the bomb down and hopefully snowball out of control. Out of the smokes. Final commitment will be coming in very shortly, but Major does go down quite quickly there to the hands of Taco by the back. Good Molotov.
About smoke. Playing the other side of it before the smoke blooms as well. He's able to take down Paz, so Taco is alone for a moment. I think Cold's actually transitioned to Paz. First kill's giving him all the confidence he needs in the position. He'll go down eventually, but for able to find the kill. 13 for SK.
Good job. I did feel like this one would go the distance. Certainly had so far. Round number 26. Taco, AK-47 the previous round. It's going to be a very beneficial setup for him. It's going to be Coldzera on the secondary AWP now. Maybe he can find his confidence with that weapon. Historically, he was the secondary AWP to Fallen, and Space Soldiers will take their first tactical timeout. 13-12. They have no AWP on their side. It's going to be 5 AK-47s. I can feel this one slipping away somewhat, so time to slow things down, take stock of what's happening. SK, of course, get the chance to speak at the very same time. We'll be discussing their options as we get ready for the round. I've seen a bit of aggression from the CT forces. We saw Fallen go towards that underpass area, try and open things up, which he did successfully. I want to see more of that. That's when he plays his absolute best, when he has that lack of respect, I think. Just running around the map and taking picks and hitting every single shot.
So here we go, back underway. Space Soldiers trying to take back the lead that they've now lost. SK, double op setup. Fallen's going to go for the fast middle as well. Smoke there as of yet. They have gone for the catwalk smoke, and he's going to try and Molotov behind the boxes to hold them off. So now they'll have to re-smoke catwalk is the plan when they want to take middle, because the Molotov keeps them away from boxes, which have been easier to take with the smoke there for cross. Flash highs on Tara's going to take the other approach, go for the straight peek. Deeper smoke this time. Cold's boosted up above and falling on. There's the first shot on it. Cold's not aware that they've gone from below. An Engine gets a free kill as well.
Yeah, absolutely for free. They had the advantage. That could have fallen back, but they wanted a bit more from it. Lapse of concentration there for the City Forces, and Fur is flashed to oblivion. They will hide in the smoke for now. 1 minute remaining, looking like he might be able to find another kill where Engine is waiting in the corner, hoping not to give anything away. Smoke going down to Fur, decide to fall back here. Good flash though. Somehow maneuvers himself into safety, and Fallen will protect him all the way from the window position. Takes him down. And now they take the advantage once more, but Fallen can't find that shot or that one. Not great scenes here for SK. They still have the lead, 4-3.
Certainly do. That's beneficial to them, but they're certainly giving away position, or I suppose they're not, because Fallen missing in middle, no one really took position from that, so inconsequential perhaps. Fur's not allowed them to get toward connector. He was certainly posting the position. They've gone back up spots Palace because he's sliding underneath. Nuke, though, gets caught out inside of the sights on Torres. Could do nothing more than trade out the kill, meaning that he now has to run forward to get the bomb, and he's going to try and play it. But Torres takes his teammate. My God, the lineup was there.
It was. I thought Zantares had that one all day long, but Taco holds his nerve. 14-12. That was such a huge round for SK. That really has applied a lot of pressure here towards the Space Soldiers. They have about 3k per player right now. Here's Fallen getting it done towards the underpass, nailing the shots towards Paz. This is the one from the window area. This is the smoke goes down. He times it to perfection. Protects Fur. He misses a few, but ultimately 2 in the round for him. Not bad at all. They will be force buying here. CZs, MAC-10s, UMPs, AK-47 for Zantares. Little in terms of the utility. SK win this. It's pretty much done. So much pressure now for the challenging team, Space Soldiers.
So interesting. Bounce smoke. I've not seen it thrown that way before. That's cool. Off the antenna, back to the other. There's a way to throw that off the skybox as well, but Fallen takes down on Torres and Major. Oh, Space Soldiers, my goodness, Paz, nice shot, nice reaction from Taco.
Absolutely, 4-on-2 now. Calyx and Engine to hold tight. They have no utility whatsoever. Engine without a weapon. He's got the pistol in hand, and the CTs will be calm and collected with this one. And just make sure they go in together. Throw a flashbang out the window, Molotov towards the key positions, and Engine, good strike, takes down the WP, gives him a fighting chance here, even more so in the AK-47. 2-on-2. Can Calyx and Engine hold on?
Calyx has certainly known that they've gone to his left. He's trying to just corner, swings, finds Cold, but traded by Phelps. AK available for him, but he's lost track of Engine, who's still on the pistol and finds time with the pistol himself, and just barely win it out.
Nope.
No, he doesn't. You're right. I thought he had the time. But he's gone away too.
Big round from Space Soldiers there. Calyx once again performing at a very high level. AK-47 in hand. It seemed done. First 2 kills, I think maybe 3 in total before Space Soldiers started to strike on the server. This is the play from Paz though. Gets a dink, takes down Fallen. Taco with the nose scope. They think that's it. 4-on-2 situation, but no. An AK-47, a CZ-75, no nades, and they win it out 4 versus 2. And it's actually going to throw SK into no money. This is probably going overtime now.
Well, 14-14 looks very likely. So guns brought up. Tons of chatter on the Space Soldiers side.
Oh, inside the head.
We are looking inside the minds of Space Soldiers during this timeout.
Not much going on in there, by the looks of things. See-through.
It's probably actually more accurate to my head. I've put a whole check for it.
SK went all in.
They have actually, you're right.
Why have they done that?
Fallen on a scout. This is going to put them... It's second round loss bonus. They bought in from... It would have been 1900. Yeah, I don't know why you do this. You're going to get 1900 on nothing at this point.
Oh, this is a real tight call. Like, it would have been a rough buy next round either way. They're just hoping they can force this one out and squeeze the victory. Maybe they can. Let's see. Cold Zero overlook for now. Nails the front. Refrag him here. 97 damage to Calyx. It's all falling apart. This buy is working out for SK. 4-3 now as the T's are floundering. Calyx and Zantaros do fight back though. Nice headshot from the format. Fallen. Now on a 3 versus 3. Haven't managed to recover any rifles just yet.
Within one shot of the scout as well, so that becomes down all 3. Major's down to 6. Fallen's got some towers. That scout is basically an AWP at this point in time, if you will.
Indeed.
Because he's now got it drawn and ready. He's gone away from the A site. They want to work this together. Taco and Fur are both a little bit unhealthy as well.
Yeah, this isn't done just yet. It's going to take an absolutely brilliant call from Space Soldiers here to clutch this one out. Bomb to be planted, that's the first step. Now a crossfire has to begin. It has to be absolutely spot on. They can't take any damage here.
They're going to go pistols.
Running gun, why not?
It's enough. It's certainly enough if they've got the calls right. Taco as well picks up. Ooh, Fur down, I was going to say. The Famas, they're going to go for the wraparound. They want to play this double play from Connector. They want to double peek on the defuse. Fallen's unaware that Molotov to the bomb, but down they go. Did that reach far enough? I'm not sure that it did. I think they can get on that defuse right now. They certainly can, but they're still not sure as to where Calyx is, and he has positioned himself accordingly. If they line up even slightly, the AK can still win it out, but what a shot from Taco, and just barely they'll get there. You're right. Fallen has 1 HP on the defuse. If he went down, that was done.
That's so unlucky. 1 HP separates the round and potentially the game. SK Gaming with the force buy there, it was questionable. CZ, Scouts, UMPs and the FAMAS. 1 HP. The body block comes in from Taco and somehow they survive. You can see Dead, the coach there, knowing how much that means to the team. That's going to send Space Soldiers to a very uncomfortable position here. Galil. Pistols and a UMP. Wall of smokes towards A. Last chance saloon now. What a game it's turned out to be. I did think this would be the best of the day. Living up to expectations.
The difference between 14-14 and very little money for SK is 1 HP. Smoke down, Phelps doesn't care. He'll fire through it and Paz gets found. They've advanced far into the site though. Major's already in the ticket booth. He could go exactly that, straight through. He's going to go over the top. He's reloading. How does he not get that kill right away? He manages to do so, but man, he took a lot of damage.
Use from the CTs here, using that gap, exploiting it if you will. Fur will make it a 4 versus 3. Major can't upgrade. Still on the Mac 10 here. Low HP as well. Looking towards CT Spawn. First taking a ton of damage. Down begins. Can SK close it out right here, right now? Zantaro's doing everything he can to deny that. And still, the dream is alive for Space Soldiers.
Taco, just trying to get the information, peek back out. Brings it to 2 versus 2s on Taco's on a deagle, and that deadly. Hold the defuse as well. Cold holds the angle. 16-13. SK become the second Legends team to win. Man, oh man, did they ever have to work for it.
They absolutely did have to work for him, Matt. What an absolutely fantastic game. I really enjoyed it. Commiserations to Space Soldiers. A difficult draw to enter this stage of the tournament to SK Gaming. They had them on the ropes, so it came down to 1